I've had surgeries on my knee. Well, no, on my foot on my left side, which caused knee pain. I ended up getting like a stress fracture right below my knee, and I haven't had pain in that since the first day I had my had my device on.
Hey, Linda, thanks so much for coming to spend some time with me today.
Hi, Tracy. Thank you very much for having me.
Hi,
I'm looking
Dolly.
forward to it.
Well, first, I love the color of your sweater. That's
Thank
beautiful.
you.
Yeah, beautiful. So, Linda, can you start off by sharing a little bit about how you were feeling prior to coming to QHS?
Well, I was having quite a few problems. I had polio as a child, and they say that you have this syndrome after as you get older. And I think I had quite a few of those. My right side was paralyzed when I was 3 years old, and I attribute a lot of my aches and pains to that, as well as weakness of some of my organs. I've had back and neck pain. I've had arthritis most of my life, most of my adult life. I had arthritis in my distal joints and my thumb bases. And as you can see, they don't really look like sausages anymore. I've had lots of bowel problems throughout my adult life. Maybe irritable bowel syndrome, but it's never really been. They blamed it on diet, on supplements, different things, but I guess I never really got to the bottom of that. Let's see. I've had pain in my right side for as long as I can remember, and that's gone. I never knew what it was for sure. I've had surgeries on my knee. Well, no, on my foot on my left side, which caused knee pain. I ended up getting like a stress fracture right below my knee, and I haven't had pain in that since the first day I had my had my device on.
Really? The first day?
Oh yeah, I had so many things happen that first day. I just can't believe it. Yeah, I got a stress fracture because after I retired, I wanted to keep busy, so I went back to work in a nursing home kitchen, and not realizing they were going to give me more hours than I counted on, was on my feet quite a bit more than what I wanted to be. So I ended up with a stress fracture, and I think that probably the weakness there from my foot surgery. I was kind of babying it probably. So I had that problem. Lots of pain and stiffness in my joints, which is gone.
That's so cool.
I think I've had several surgeries as I've throughout my life. I've had a hysterectomy, gallbladder, appendectomy, bladder suspension, even had a melanoma removed from my stomach one time.
Wow.
Other skin lesions too, that I've just had problems with my skin, and other things were not cancerous, but
Oh, good.
so most of that's kind of getting corrected. I can tell it is.
Well, when did you get your device?
I got my device 2 months ago on the 27th of April, and I've right away I noticed I I had agreed to do a fashion show. I was in it. I was asked to be in it with a lot of other people, different ages, so I didn't stand out that much. But I kind of dreaded that, but I was looking forward to it. I thought, well, this is my last hurrah. I've never been in a fashion show before. So we had a fashion show at a winery on the 28th. I wasn't looking forward to standing on my feet a lot and dressing and undressing and all that because of all the problems I had. But I really had fun and I didn't notice any pain at all. And it really surprised me. That was the first day I had my device.
Wow, that's cool.
That was really great. I enjoyed that.
And then, but you noticed that right away, like it just automatically affected the pain levels in your body.
I put it on, I had it on that night, and I just noticed sort of a real light pulsing that just felt really neat, and it just made me feel peaceful. And every once in a while, when I'm really still and at night, I can feel that, or if I'm sitting reading or, sitting with my dogs, I get that feeling. So I know there's something there. My body tells me there's something there that's making it pulse in my body clear through.
Wow, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened after that? What else did you notice?
I noticed that go to the grocery store again cheerfully. I didn't enjoy that because of all the walking and my hip and my knee hurting a lot. I noticed the pain in most of all those areas is gone now. I can sit, I can bend, I can crawl on the floor and play with my dogs. I've been able
That's
to
important.
Yeah, I've been able to do a lot of the exercises that you gave us, which I don't like to exercise that well, but those are easy, and it's helping me get definition in my arms again, which I'm happy about.
Oh,
And
cool.
I can hand sew and knit and crochet. I've always enjoyed doing that. I'm cutting my husband's hair again. I'm cutting my own in between. And my sister even asked me to cut her hair the other day, and she said, "Are your hands okay?" And I said, "Yes, I haven't been having any trouble with it. And I'd be happy to cut your hair." I'm not a beautician. I just am, just an amateur, but it helps out between beauty parlor visits and barber and all that. So I love to
let's
walk
go
around.
back.
Okay.
Let me go back to something really quick. So the crocheting and stuff, were you not able to do that prior to your device?
I haven't been for months, no. And when in the last year or two, whenever I'd sit down to knit and crochet, it would be okay for a while. But then in a couple of days, my shoulders would start aching and my hands were really hard to bend them. And so I just haven't been doing a lot of it. And I always loved, knitting sweaters and making clothes all the time. I even recently made a couple of little dog for my Yorkies, made little dog sweaters for them. I was able to hand sew some things this week that I haven't been able to do for a while because it just my fingers didn't bend right. I keep sticking myself, and like with the scissors, it's easy to drop them when you can't, when you can't feel what you're doing that well.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really helped me a lot. I so appreciate, what you guys are all doing. I first heard about it when Ron, I belong to LWS, and that's where I first heard about it was when you interviewed him. And I had never heard of QHS before, so that's what got me really interested. I thought, Ron believes in that, and Tracy, they were saying things about you online that you started working for somebody else. And I thought, she's on with Ron again. And I started listening to that video and I thought, well, they're in this together. So, maybe I'll get interested in this. So I started listening and to the videos and everything. And I thought, yeah, this is something I can do and I can put in my CAC. I was thinking about doing something with health and wellness because we go to a herbalist over at a little town. We've been doing that and doing bioscans for the last couple of years of taking supplements. And, they help some, but it's nothing like this device. And our scans didn't seem, we were doing those like 3 months apart and they didn't seem to be, I know it's like peeling back, layers of an onion and all that, but they didn't seem to be changing all that much from every 3 months. I was using less and less because I was just choosing to. The supplements are really expensive. So, and I just went back to regular vitamins again after this. And
so that's the same, the bioscan's the same thing that Darlene uses or different?
It's very similar, but this is Zyto. It's called Zytoscan, and it's in a computer, and you put your hand on a like a mouse, but it senses different chemicals in your body, I guess, and things that are wrong in your body. It's not the hair samples.
Oh no, she does something different when you're in person. The hair samples is just what she does for when distance clients. There's something else she does when
I think I saw the name of that, and I think it was different from this.
Oh, okay.
This
cool.
This has a lot of different supplements that it will tell you in different brands that you can use.
Okay. Okay, so, got it. What else? What else did you notice?
I started sleeping very, very soundly. I was getting up. Well, I have 2 little Yorkies, and they sleep on a cot at the bottom of our bed. And the minute one of them hits the floor, I wake up. And sometimes I could not go back to sleep for maybe an hour or more. I do wake up and let them out. One of them will get up twice a night. The other one sleeps through most of the time. But it was hard for me now it's hard for me to get up and easy to fall back to sleep. Before, I'd be awake just like that, and then I'd just lay there for an hour. But I noticed the very first night, and I've been sleeping so much sounder. And I noticed that within the first night or two also.
That's awesome.
I can peel lots of potatoes occasionally with a paring knife. Oh, what else?
That's hilarious, I have to say. Peeling potatoes. Oh boy, that's something I'm going to look forward to.
So I still have my husband still is a meat and potatoes guy, so we have lots of potatoes.
Me too. I call him burrito boy because he just, I don't eat, any type of starchy stuff, and he just wants burritos all the time.
I'm 75. I have 4 kids. I'm a stepmom to 3, grandmother of 13, and great grandmother of 13.
Wow.
We'll be married tomorrow, 44 years.
Wow. Happy anniversary. That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. He is part of a 5-generation family farm. Well, 6 now, but his grandparents are gone now, but they farmed 600 acres. They raised hogs, beef, and show cattle, chickens. And I helped out at first, but then I went back to work for in the office. I like office work, so I went back, and I was a buyer for quite a few years in the automotive and in the boating industries. And then the youngest of my first three kids was killed in a car accident. So it took me, I stayed in business for maybe a year after that, but I decided I was going to go back to school in order to help myself because, depression and all that, trying to go on with life. It was tough, but I went back to school and became a mental health counselor, and I retired about 10 years ago. I did that for about 20 years. I was in business 12 and went back to school, and then was in mental health and social services for quite a while. And I was on antidepressants for a while until I learned to cope on my own. I think that helped a lot,
How long ago was this?
That was in 1988 when he was killed. But the reason I mention that is because there's still a lot of things that I hadn't dealt with. After all these years, it seems like it would have, been over with, but it wasn't. And I just feel like I'm getting well. I'm getting over that finally. Maybe COVID wasn't such a bad experience to go through all this stuff that's going on, because it helped me to find you guys. It helped me to find LWS, learn so many things that I didn't learn in school, and I probably should throw away now. But it's given me a new outlook on what's possible in the future and maybe what I can help with. I can't remember who it was on the call the other night that said that they were going to go and stay in Salt Lake City for a while and help out with people that needed to go different places and maybe, sit with them and counsel. And I thought that would be something maybe I could do too. I'm kind of looking forward to that experience. I'm with the front runners, so it would be later on for me, but my husband's not quite on board with all this. He is supportive of me. I can say that much, even though he's really suspicious of what's going on.
But isn't he noticing the differences in you? Like
when I mention it, he just looks at me and says, "Oh, And he even asked me the other day, he said, "Well, has your white device come yet?" And I said, "No, that's kind of held up right now." I said, "Maybe they'll ship next week, I'm not sure." But he said, "Well, maybe I could wear the black one." I said, "No, you can't do that." I said, "Just members can wear it." And I said, "Maybe you can sign up in September when they open it up again." He said, See, we got, they're called quantum wave device. They're patches.
Yeah.
From another company, and he's wearing those. When I mentioned getting this, and I told him I was going to, he said he wanted to keep wearing his patches because he wouldn't lose them in the cow tank. So like he does his phone once in a while, and he might lose his device. So I said, okay, but
Kelly crocheted me this little belt. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see it. Yeah.
It has like a pouch. It has a snap.
Yeah.
And it kind of hangs on my hips. And she's making Ron one, because she's also from LWS, like a little thing to hook into his belt. So maybe you can make something like that for hubby, like something that he could wear on his belt.
I could do that. Certainly could.
So did you order an upgrade for the white device?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Me too. Okay, so is there anything else you want to add, or shall we move on to what's to come?
Yeah, we can move on. I'm done.
Okay, so now we look forward to QARC, and that's going to kick off next month for the proof of concept. And so you get to take all the knowledge and wisdom and experiences that you've gathered throughout the decades and apply them to a healthy 30-year-old body. What excites you about that?
Not getting tired anymore when I really get into doing something, and everybody else is still energetic and I just want to go sit down. I'm really looking forward to the key educational projects. I'm looking forward to going roller skating for myself. I want to go roller skate again. I want to go kayaking with my 33-year-old granddaughter. She loves doing that. She takes her kids and goes. And I'm looking forward to doing some remodeling projects, art projects again. I used to like to do. I used to make jewelry a lot. Used to be able to sing, and my voice just doesn't get there anymore.
Well, that'll come back.
Yeah, I bet it will. Looking forward to starting my CAC. I'm just really excited about that. And I started to say earlier that I was thinking about putting some wellness products, having like a section for wellness products that people could choose from to take, as gifts with them. And I was even thinking about buying a bunch of those QTWINEs and just passing them out to people. I know that's not possible, but
well, do you know what
run?
Do you know what we've come up with?
What?
On the RSS beneficiaries platform, there's going to be a button that says join QHS.
Oh, that's great. That is so great.
So we can fund all of them.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
Isn't it?
I'm looking forward to the RSS program and maybe the PHF. Yeah. Until I get really good, and then I can do more. There's lots of community projects I have in my notebook too that I'd like to help fund. And
how exciting.
Really great. I'm looking forward to that. Physically, I'm looking forward to getting rid of some wrinkles, not having my face palsy. I've got a little face palsy going on from my polio still after years and years. I did have 2 dimples. I just have one. When I was a kid, I had 2 before I had my polio.
Maybe hold your device on your cheek.
They say it's a spinal thing, that it had something to do with your spine and the development of the muscles. But yeah, I did that one night thinking, that I know one night's not going to do it, but maybe it will help. I might start doing that. Lay on that side with it under my pillowcase too.
Maybe, or maybe on your spine. Like I have problems with my knuckles, and my chiropractor says it's my neck. And so he's like, you've got to start icing your neck.
Right.
And of course, I always forget, like I forgot this morning. So anyways, and the cool thing is you can put a QHS healing center adjacent to the CAC.
Right. And that brought up a lot of possibilities, to look forward to, like, where around here can we get more land? And I mean, my husband owns a lot of land here. His family does. And so I'm thinking, maybe the CAC could buy some of that and build a nice building, because we live on a highway. Actually, our land is close to the highway, and I think over that way still belongs to the farm. So That's a possibility.
Well, that's exciting.
I even
Good.
made a picture of what I want my building to look like. So
Oh, how fun for you. That's cool. I can't wait for all of that either, Linda. I'm so
it's so
excited.
neat. It is.
We're going to have a blast. And I love the idea of you going kayaking. I would love to go kayaking. That sounds so fun.
I used to like to canoe. I haven't kayaked yet, but I used to canoe when I was younger.
That sounds really fun.
I like being on the water. Oh, that's another thing too, is I get poison ivy really, really easily. And then walking through the woods to get down to the creek to go kayaking, that would have been a problem, I think. But I noticed that every time I've ever gotten poison ivy, I've always had to go get some shots for it because
Oh,
just the pills don't work. And the last time I got it, they told me I was too old to take the shot.
what?
And I wasn't happy about that. So I ended up getting it finally because I showed them, after going through 2 sets of pills that, well, I got poison ivy a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, oh no, this is going to start again. It ended up just a spot, and it stayed in one spot on my thumb. And in about 4 days, it was gone.
Woohoo! That's
And I'm
cool.
thinking that it's probably from the device because every time I've ever gotten it, it's spread
Well,
as far back as I can remember.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
How cool. And then you don't have to get a shot of something that's probably not good for
Right.
you anyway.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything that you would like to say in closing, Linda?
There isn't really, other than thank you so much for everything you do.
Aw,
I've enjoyed every minute of, listening to your videos and the calls so far. I've been really shy about getting on because I don't like being on camera, but it's getting better and
oh, good.
more
Well, it's just
confident.
me. It's like me from
I know I've heard you
LWS,
say that before, so
but me from LWS, so it should be very really familiar, And you didn't act like you were shy. You seemed really,
well, after being a mental health counselor for a while, it's like one-on-ones are okay, but big crowds and still, strange. And then we did not have Zooms back then. That was 10, 12 years ago. We didn't do Zoom calls.
yeah.
In fact, when my grandkids were little, I didn't like talking to them on the phone when they'd call on, what's that called, FaceTime?
Oh, yeah.
And they just sit there like with their great big eyes. Here's a big old grandma face in front of them we're supposed to talk to. And I don't know. It just seems so weird, but it's getting easier.
Yeah. Well, pretty soon we're going to have our teleportation devices so we can just beam ourselves over to their houses and see them in a short time and be back to face. I think it's so much better. Texting, Zooming, all that stuff. I think that just lacks that human
It
touch.
does.
So fortunately, we're going back that direction. Well, Linda, thank you so much for coming and spending time with me, sharing your beautiful story and keeping the faith. I am like you, my husband has no clue. And after all the stuff I've done for LWS and now QHS, and he's still just snoring at the wheel, it's like one of these days he's going to go, wow.
Yeah.
And I'll say, see, been trying to tell you.
Sometimes guys like for the women to do the things for them, and then they'll see the light. But
Yes. And we are the light. And there's many of us like that in the organization. So you're in good company, my friend.
it's good
Okay.
to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you for making this QHS project fly. This valorous admin team, thank you. The Key community welcomes you. Thank you for making your home QHS healthy and happy. Thank you for helping us place QH centers all around the world. Together, hand in hand, we make miracles happen. QuantumHealingSystems.org. Thank you.